JJ, here we are, another installment of No Like and Trust Thursday.
That's right. We got a good one here today.
We do. We've got a plumber. Not any plumber. We've got Kevin the plumber. Kevin the plumber from Western Reserve Plumbing.
You gotta like that name, because plumber is actually his last name, I think. Kevin the plumber. So does the middle name?
The is my little name, yeah.
The is his middle name.
Or the if you want to put two E's on it.
Or if you want to make it formal, the.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Kevin, tell us a little bit about how you got into plumbing in the first place.
I was born into plumbing. My grandfather, my father, my brother, every single one of my cousins. My mom ran the books for the company. We go way back. So I've been doing this forever. I've hardly done anything else, to tell you the truth. It's just basically been plumbing forever. Cradle to grave.
You've taught me a lot about plumbing and stuff and the different aspects. A lot of people, when you say plumber, you immediately think plunger, drain cleaning, butt crack, when your pants are hanging down a little bit, that kind of stuff. But it's really not like that. It's so much more than that kind of plumber.
In the trade, we prefer posterior cleavage to butt crack, but that's just...
What do you call it?
Posterior cleavage. A lot of people immediately think about drain cleaning and using a plunger in the toilet. We do so much more. We do a lot of service and repair. We're in 3 different counties: Medina, Summit, Cuyahoga. That's the only area we serve. We do a lot of service and repair stuff, but we also do kitchen and bath remodels. We do boiler repair, replacement, maintenance. So we get into also, because there's still a lot of wells around, we do well pumps and water softeners, water treatment systems, that sort of thing. And we keep up with the current stuff, even though I've been doing this a long time. It's that's not how you spell posterior cleavage. It's a good try.
I Googled it.
It's close, but it's not exactly right. At least you got the joke. Some people just go right by it. So.
Oh, we should make sure we have drinks on Thursdays instead of coffee.
You're right. So you know what they say now is, when you're in a meeting like this on a Zoom, you blow on your coffee. That way nobody knows you're drinking wine.
Yeah.
Exactly. So getting back to plumbing, when we're thinking of fireplaces, boiler systems, something like that, we often think HVAC, but that's really not the case, is it?
Well, HVAC is heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, right? So that's mainly forced air stuff. So if you're talking about a furnace, you're typically talking about an HVAC guy. Whereas a boiler is more typically a plumbing guy, because he already knows about piping, gas piping, fluid hydronics, pumps, controls, all that other stuff. HVAC is the big box that sits there and blows a bunch of air through the house. Boiler is a more efficient and a more logical form of heat, because it puts the heat down by your feet where you need it, instead of up over your head where it just keeps your hat warm, but it doesn't keep your socks warm.
Okay, so but when you're thinking plumbing, as far as running gas lines of any sort, if it's propane, natural gas, that stuff all falls under you, right?
Yep, we do all the gas piping. It doesn't matter if it's natural gas or propane, it's basically installed kind of the same way. We don't do anything outside the house. We don't do the underground piping, but we do everything inside houses and offices. We do residential and commercial, so we get into some bigger gas lines too. We've worked at a couple of factories and process piping and that sort of thing. We don't do medical gases, but natural gas and propane we do.
That was going to be one of my next questions is, do you do commercial plumbing?
Oh yeah, we do commercial work. We probably do, from a dollar standpoint, we probably do about half and half, but from a customer standpoint, we have probably 80% residential and the other 20% is commercial. We do tenant improvement work. We do, offices and commercial buildings, some manufacturing places. We work for a couple of scientific research places. I've been doing this 42 years, so I've been in just about any kind of situation you can imagine.
Yeah, I can imagine some gross situations too.
Yeah. Speaking of cleavage, we get into some bad stuff. But we got away from drain cleaning quite a bit ago, because drain cleaning became a very specialized thing with really expensive equipment. It's also really dangerous, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and you can get sick and that sort of thing. So we really don't do any mainline drain cleaning, but we work with a lot of other contractors that we can refer.
I'm a true plumber's dream. So I know just enough about plumbing that once I'm done, it costs more money.
Well, on our website, we have a page that's called Do It Yourself Rescue, because we promise not to laugh or point or overcharge. Because so many people think, oh, you know, I've been to the big box stores, I've seen all the great stuff, I've got the tools, all I have to do is cut this and put this together, and then, by the way, they've ruined another great weekend in their life, and they call us and we take it from there. So
yeah, not only do I take all that time, but when I get done and I think, wow, this is great, it's worse. So
yeah. Well, I won't laugh
a water spot on his ceiling or something. It's a nightmare. So he'll make sure he calls.
That's a good example.
Yeah.
Hey, a thing that you bring up a lot in the networking group is that you don't necessarily charge to go out and look at something that is wrong at somebody's house. A lot of plumbers will charge a trip charge to even come out. What is it that you guys do?
Well, that's one thing that really distinguishes us. We don't have a show up fee or an estimate fee. We come out and we do our own diagnosis, because you might think that you know exactly where something is going wrong. We want to take a look with a fresh pair of eyes, see what's really going on. We never charge for it. Then we give you a price and we guarantee that price. But until we take a look at it and actually see it on site, we don't quote anything over the phone. We don't guess. We really want to come out and take a look at it. Phone's ringing over here.
Quote over the phone, that came up right at the right time. That's somebody calling for a quote right now.
Could be. But yeah, it kind of always rubbed me the wrong way when somebody would come to my house and they'd say, pay me $49 and I'll tell you how much it's going to cost, you know, or pay me $99 and I'll tell you how much it's going to cost. So we don't charge anything. We come out, as long as you're in one of those 3 counties, Medina, Summit, Cuyahoga, we don't charge for that. And then we get to do our own diagnosis. We get to provide you with some options. You know, there's good, better, best. If you want to just patch it together, we can do that. If you want it gold plated, we can do that, or anything in between.
We know toilets, we know pipes, things like. Is there anything that's like specific that you do that a lot of people don't know or wouldn't think to call a plumber about?
Well, we do a lot of water heaters, and we also do tankless water heaters, which are way more efficient. And a lot of people are going to the tankless because it makes a whole lot more sense. The most efficient you're ever going to get out of a tank type water heater is you're going to send $1 up the chimney for every $4 of hot water you get. Whereas with the tankless, you're going to send $1 up the chimney for every about 15 or 20 bucks you get in hot water. So it's really a dramatic difference.
What about the cost for those? Are they that much more expensive? Or?
Well, that's the interesting thing. The cost of the tankless or the tank type heaters keeps going up, and the cost of the tankless keeps coming down. There's more competition. There's more companies doing it. So it's getting a lot closer to this being the same price. In a new installation, it basically is the same price, but as a replacement, some of the piping might have to be changed, and that might change it a little bit. But it's really the way to go. You've got to get more efficiency in order to save some money down the road.
We appreciate you jumping on here today and just kind of sharing some of the basic knowledge and in enhancing our speech with the what was it, posterior cleavage?
Posterior cleavage, yeah. CLEAVAGE, yeah. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin.